High above the smuggler's moon, Nar Shaddaa. We are live tonight from the Outer Rim in what is another gorgeous night at the Hall. And pilots, I'd like to welcome you guys. If for those of you guys I have not met, my name is Urs, and this is my facility. I am the Baron Administrator here, and the only thing you need to know about me is I'm ready to talk some Star Wars Squadrons. So here we go, pilots. We got 5 topics we're looking at tonight. We got dogfighting, rank mode, matchmaking. How's that all going to work? We got voice packs. Will VR players have an advantage? And we're lastly going to talk about in-game currency you're going to earn by playing Squadrons. All right, guys, ready to have some fun? Let's hit it, baby. As always, Hall, if you like and enjoy my content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, guys, first topic we're going to be looking at is dogfighting here. And when Star Wars Squadrons got announced, this has been essentially my dream game. I've waited for this game my entire life. VR, HOTA support, cross-platform, it's got it all. So the first thing I was initially kind of freaked out about was how they were going to handle dogfighting. Those of you guys that have played Galactic Starfighter in Battlefront 2, it's really kind of not really a true flight sim. It's very arcadey feel, kind of like a little bit of afterburner. Didn't get a whole lot of love and support, and that was what I was really concerned about. It seemed like whenever I played that game mode, it was just like you get caught in this constant loop with your opponent. Matching speeds, and you just kind of spin around in circles, just taking passes at each other. So this was recently covered in an interview on IGN with the lead producer, Ian Fraser, for this game. And what they commonly refer to this as, it's the death loop, where 2 pilots, same kind of skill, same kind of speed on their aircraft or their spacecraft, would just be caught in a circle, just passing each other around. And it doesn't really make for a fun and enjoyable game mode. For those of you guys that are familiar with the old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter games, it was 3 kind of resources you manage: your lasers, your engines, and your shields. And you could toggle the amount of power you want to put into each one of those categories, but it subtracts power from the other categories. It's the same concept with this game, which gets me so excited because it is like kind of true to the heart of those old flight sim LucasArts games. But the way it's going to work is every ship will have, let's say if it's even ships on both sides, they'll have a sweet spot in the throttle. Wherever you are on your throttle, there'll be a sweet spot for that ship, and that allows for the most effective turning for that particular ship. So it's not about turning super fast, it's about turning in the sweet spot. Secondly, if they're the same skilled pilots and they are, are both hitting that sweet spot perfectly, it's called the manipulation of those 3 resources and putting more into engines. And if you max out your engine resources, it'll give you like an effective boost and it'll shoot you way ahead. And there's all sorts of things like we saw on the trailer there where kind of the Poe Dameron, space ace pilot maneuver there where he kind of drifts, and it just looks super impressive. So that's how they're planning on breaking up the death loop, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, guys. I'm so excited for that. That was my number 1 concern about this game, and it seems like they've got a good solution in place to fix that old death loop problem. All right, Hall, let's talk about rank mode and matchmaking. Essentially, there's 2 game modes, and in that same interview, they said that after you complete the campaign, you'll do a series of maybe 3, 4, 5, they didn't give a specific number, but a handful of matches in which you'll be evaluated based on your skill, and at that point, they will place you in the ranked leaderboard. And from that, you can rank up, obviously, by increasing your performance, but they're going to make sure that you're placed not against like the super high-end player. And is there anything like more frustrating? Like, I will tell you guys, trying to come into Battlefront 2 years later and then getting paired up against people that have been playing the game for 2 years, and that's the only match you can find. It's not a very enjoyable experience. So the great thing here about this whole matchmaking system is it's going to be cross-platform. It's only the dogfighting, only the fleet battles. There should be no problem finding same skilled players as you kind of rake up. And they did say something about as you level up your character, you'll unlock additional, whether it be cosmetic items or cool unlocks is what they said. So more to come there. It'll be very interesting to see how they handle the seasons, if they're going to have seasons or if it's just going to be like a static leaderboard and you just kind of move up and down based on performance. So more to come. Next, let's talk about voice packs. Now, this was pretty interesting. If you're like me and you're like the people in the hall, you're going to be on voice over IP Discord, basically having a conversation with your squad. But a lot of people, maybe they're on their couch, maybe they're with their family, in front of their family, and they can't have a super loud conversation. Well, one of the unlocks will be custom voice packs, and they talked about this, that the voice packs would be kind of thematic, and that you can be like kind of like the space pirate, the smuggler, or the straightforward kind of voice pack, things like that. That basically, if you can't participate in the conversation, a live conversation via like voice over IP, that you would still be able to issue commands and put out statements. I think some of this functionality maybe exists in some of the current like multiplayer battle royale type games. So interesting to see that they've brought that also into Squadrons as well. The next topic is, will VR players have an advantage? And in the same interview, the question was raised, players playing with the HOTA setup and the VR, would they have a distinct advantage? And he said that essentially it's a lot more information that a VR player and someone with the HOTA setup has to deal with than a person playing with a joypad and a just flat screen. It's a lot more, it's almost simpler by nature. So if you're a pilot that has the TIE Fighter, it doesn't have shields. That's one less thing you have to worry about. You're very focused on what's in front of you, and you just kind of block out a lot of things. And it's almost easier to play that way. For me, I'm all in for the Star Wars experience and being submersed in that authentic feel, that cockpit. So I am all in with the VR and the hands-on throttle and stick setup. So very excited to see how this plays out. It would just break my heart to spend all this money on all this equipment just to be better with the gamepad and a flat screen. But we'll see. I plan on streaming this game quite a bit. It's going to be my main game. And the last topic we're going to talk about here, guys, is progression systems. There are currently 2 currencies in the game, and one is called Glory, and that is effectively cosmetics. Cosmetics are just basically ship decals, ship paint jobs, your fighter suit, flight suits, your custom avatar. Avatars and cosmetics are seen in the briefing room. So that's like when you're getting ready to head into fleet battles, you're with your 4 other squad members, and they can see each other, and everybody can kind of see everybody's style and swag and all the fun cosmetics. So that is one currency. That currency is called Glory. The second currency, it will be for weapon and component upgrades on all the ships, and you'll just earn this through natural progression, things like that. All right, everyone, that about wraps up our first Star Wars Squadrons video. I hope you guys are as excited for this project as I am. Whether you're a spice runner, a blockade buster, or just a pilot looking to fight for the right cause, the Hall wants to fly with you. Hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to pet your Wookiee on the way out. And I will see you among the stars.